Hey everyone, how's it going? Today Darktide released the second Traitor Curse update, so let's go over it together. A new mission was added called Warren 6-19 Hab Zone HL-70-04. This mission has players stopping the production of Stims, and those are the new pickups that were added to the game in this patch. Stims are basically pickups that give you a temporary buff. Stims have replaced the Auspex button, so instead of pressing 4 on PC, you'll be pressing 5. And if you're playing on console, whatever button you'd normally use for the Auspex is now the Stim button. The Stims can be used on yourself or other players, as well as gifted to other players. The Stims in the game currently are Med Stims, which heal 25% of your health. There's the Combat Stim that increases damage and armor penetration by 25% and reduces peril generation by 33%. Next is Accelerate Stim, which increases reload speed, reduces stamina cost for blocking, pushing, and sprinting, as well as increasing the attack speed and speed of guns charging and Psyker abilities. Lastly, we have the Concentration Stim that increases cooldown regen by 300%. All of these stims have their buffs over 15 seconds, except the Med Stim, which is an instant heal. Alright, so back to the map. 2 new unique enemies have been added. These are the twins Rinda and Rodin. You might encounter one of them during mission. And onto the weapon changes. Foldable shovels have been added to the game, which essentially lets the user do a very powerful single target attack. From what I was reading, it seems that the shovel collapses and then it does some crazy high damage attack to a single target. What's exciting for me is that chain weapons have been changed a lot and they've received quite a bit of a buff in this update. So the sawing attack is now actually cancelable for a stamina cost. In chain weapons, light attacks now chain, and they've added more marks for the chain weapons. And those are the ones that you can see right here. Even more new marks are coming in the form of a new quick draw revolver that allows for fanning and reloading all bullets at the same time. There's also a new mark for the heavy las pistol, which they referred to as the heavy las pistol. It shoots slower but has more damage and range. They also added a new mark for the combat knife or combat blade, all of which now should be able to stagger enemies with a jab attack. And again, I'm sure all the veterans are upset, but the veteran tree has been changed again, so you're going to have to choose all of your talents again, but it seems to be a good change that people wanted. This time they've increased the access to keystones, and they've reduced the amount of points to reach the keystones. There are a bunch of bug fixes that also came out. The most notable to me is an issue where Psyker Blitz abilities would not get re-equipped after being CC'd by an enemy, causing you to randomly switch weapons in the middle of fights. So after being CC'd or attacked by a dog or something, you would then switch weapons as you get up, which is kind of jarring in the game. It's really weird. So we're gonna look at the numbers right now. I'm gonna put them up on the screen. I'm not gonna read all of them out because it is a lot, but I am gonna talk about them and throw them on the screen. The chain axe now attacks faster, has more cleave, and does more initial damage on the special attack, which I believe should be the rev attack. And now its heavy attack is vertical. The chainsword now has impact on the final damage tick from sawing, and does more damage on the initial tick of the special attack. The Eviscerator also saw an increase on special activated attacks. These changes all reflect the buff of the chain weapons in this patch. In terms of the Sapper Shovel, we have changes to how the damage is applied, and chaining special attacks are now faster. Light attack damage has also been increased, and it does more damage to maniacs on the first target. The Latrine Shovel now does more damage to unarmored and infested enemies on first target. We also have the Thunderhammer, which has received a little bit of love. Push now combos into Heavy 3, and the base damage of the Heavy activated Strike Down has been increased. Here we also see the Combat Blade Jab attack getting a huge buff and impact damage, although this could be a little more debatable when we go into the blessings later. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, but the base damage of the Graa MK4 braced autogun has been increased by 20%. Very nice. Also, I should note that the heavy las gun does less suppression near enemies and when killing enemies now. And finally, the blessings. The hand cannon blessing has been nerfed, as well as ruthless backstab. There is even more information on this update, and I've dropped the link to the patch notes below. I hope you guys found this video informative, and hit the like button if you enjoyed. I've also put a link to our Discord, Patreon, and all my other socials in the description. Make sure to be looking out for a potentially sneaky rogue trader stream on my YouTube and Twitch, as well as videos about the game soon, as it's coming out in only a couple days. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Good night.